When you think about it, at least 99.6% of the money we gave out does not have fraud, waste, and abuse. Think about, that's better than, that's purer than ivory soap. That's 99.4, 99.44, 100% pure. So it's pretty good. In any case, I think from day one of the Recovery Act, the department goal was to get our money out the door quickly and effectively. Many of our grants, much of the money we were to award were competitively awarded grants. And I'll just give you one example. There was a new program that was started on the Recovery Act, Advanced Research Projects Agency for Energy. In the first solicitation, which was offering less than 0.5% of the money in the Department of Energy, we received about 100,000 inquiries, 37,000 full proposals, and we decided in order to do this right, we would have to review these proposals by at least 3 independent people, which we gathered from the best that academia and industry had to offer. So there were 3,000 reviewers of those proposals, and of those 37,000 proposals, we could only award 37. But it was so successful that we invited back in the award ceremony not only the awardees, but the next tranche, the top 10%. And on the floor of this little symposium, the investment capital, the entrepreneurs were actually making deals with the silver medalists, if you would say. and with the award programs of those 37, they took the money, did some more research, and within 1 year, they were able to raise 4 times, of 6 companies, 4 times the amount of money initially given to them. And so this is really showing that the federal dollars were highly leveraged. We weren't picking winners or losers. We were letting the ingenuity of the great inventors in the United States and the innovation machine to say, come forward, and we'll try to select the best of those ideas. For example, through the Recovery Act, we invested about $2.8 billion in the development and deployment of advanced technology vehicles. These funds were met dollar by dollar by the private sector. 70 private companies and researchers, more than 30 states received grants, and the awardees were chosen through another rigorous and highly competitive process. And these awards are beginning to have impact. Before the Recovery Act was signed, we had almost no ability to manufacture advanced batteries in the United States. These are batteries that could power tomorrow's and today's plug-in hybrids and electric vehicles. And thanks to these investments, by 2014, the United States will have the capacity to produce 500,000 advanced battery vehicles per year. The Recovery Act investments were able to bring manufacturing back to the United States. Johnson's Controls and Compact Power decided they need to expand their manufacturing capability. They chose to expand it in the United States. 2 other companies, A123 and SBE, were thinking of starting factories overseas, but because of the Recovery Act, they decided to make those factories in the United States. But the story is actually much better than that. If you look at these advanced batteries, and Mr. Vice President, if you'll allow me just a few more minutes to expand on this, that has not directly something to do with the Recovery Act, but how investment in the scientific enterprise has led directly to economic prosperity in the United States. The lithium-ion battery was in large part invented by scientists sponsored by the Department of Energy. That migration of the technology went over abroad to Japan. They took over the leadership in the manufacturing of these batteries. But more recently, we're getting back that leadership. The new Chevy Volt and its battery is based on improvements in that design that were made by Department of Energy scientists from Oregon National Laboratories. And they've been patented, a suite of patents. But it's even better than that, because those scientists who made those discoveries are now in the battery technology of the Volt. We're using an instrument, a so-called light source, that the Department of Energy sponsored, and the core ideas of that light source actually grew out of high-energy physics. And no one would have thought that high-energy physics would have led the invention of a light source in the ultraviolet and the X-rays that could transform the way we do material science and drug discovery. In fact, it's so transformed the way we do drug discovery that the NIH, the National Cancer Institute, the Howard Hughes Medical Institute have invested many hundreds of millions of dollars in experiments in those light sources. Those same experiments had led to the invention of a new material for a new battery that's now in the vault. And so the continued investment in science will lead to payoffs, immediate payoffs that create further wealth in the United States. And this is what the President was calling for in his 2012 budget. This is how we win the future and continue to win the future. So for our FY12 budget, we're requesting $200 million for a new plug-in challenge. And so what does that mean? We're asking communities to compete, to come up with the most innovative programs and how to deploy electric vehicle charging stations in their cities. And we'll give up to 30 awards to cities and communities who propose the most creative and effective programs. So this will set off a little buzz. They're going to go figure out how to do it, and we think that we'll unleash that creativity just as Race to the Top has unleashed the creativity in education reform. And through this competition and others like that, we can and will reduce our dependence on foreign oil, grow our economy, and create good-paying jobs. And this is going to be a win for all of us. And